it's not that different than other videos. But, yeah, whatever. The 10 sub special. This is the 10 sub special. And it's about fame. I was trying to get to the point of this in multiple recordings. And it just got bigger and bigger, and I kept losing the thread. So, yeah, this is another attempt, and I made some notes in my mind. So, I'm gonna get to all of them. So, yeah, fame. I think you can feel the essence of fame with just one listener, one viewer, one whatever. Or perhaps, well, maybe one isn't enough. But let's say 10, since this is the 10th subscriber special. Let's say you have 10 listeners, you're in a classroom and you're speaking to them. I think you can, if all of them love what you're saying and are really blown away by that, you will feel the essence of fame and everything it can do. The positives, feeling accepted, or more than accepted, elevated, feeling yeah, I said something special, or yeah, elevated, I think is the best word to explain that. You can believe you're better than the rest in a way, or yeah, you can just lose yourself in it, and it's difficult. Okay, first note, George Lucas. Okay, there's some behind the scenes stuff of episode 1, of the making of episode 1, and in that behind the scenes they are watching, he and his fellow producers are watching a first cut of the movie, and after the movie ended, he's like, wow, no one quite wants to say anything, and he's like, yeah, I may have overdone it in certain parts, and yeah, he did, and no one pointed it out before him, no one pointed it out in the shoot or while writing the script. Why is that? Because they were so stunned by his, he's successful, he's famous, he's gotta know, he has to know what to do, I'm not successful, I'm not that successful, I'm not that famous, so, I shouldn't say anything. It really, it goes both ways. This fame stuff, sometimes maybe you're afraid to say something, to share a big idea because you don't have many followers, or maybe because you're afraid of, that's too big of idea for such a little person like me. That might be a big mistake. On the other hand, that also can happen when you're very famous. Maybe you're not saying something because you're afraid because you're afraid of the reception of it. That's basically what changes. It evolves. This it's probably constantly evolving, this connection you have to the audience. When you're famous, that's basically it. Famous is a lot of attention, right? And your perception of it, sort of, to keep that grounded is, it's difficult. It's, I used to say, or I like to say, fame is a fickle beast. I like to say that because it's sort of, a beast isn't something good or bad. It's just, it's something to acknowledge, to tame, perhaps, or to live with, to just to sort of integrate it into the, into your ecosystem, and don't just ignore it or something, or I think you really can't ignore it. It plays a part now, when you're famous to a certain degree. It just plays plays a part now, and you gotta figure out how to manage it, you know. Or else there are multiple trappings. I mean, the other trapping is that you might be very self-conscious about everything you do, you know. That's also, and I can understand that, you know, but it's so tough constantly thinking about what other people think about or might think about you. That's so tough, you know. And there are these shady things like, I get why famous people do that, because they're really surrounded by shady figures often, or surrounded, you know. I read this one article once about an actress who was, it was one of these, I found these paparazzi pieces, basically, and she went shopping and a paparazzi photographed her, and that was the story, you know. There was nothing interesting in the photo other than this is a famous person shopping, and they just sort of talked about her appearance, and then they pointed out the jacket she was wearing, and under the article was a link to that jacket, which makes me think, well, someone probably gifted her that jacket, you know, and said, yeah, you can have it for free. And she said, oh, that's so great, that's so, oh, thank you, yeah. And didn't know that that was actually a behind-the-scenes deal with the advertising agency or whatever to make a quick buck on that, you know. Hey, some people are gonna buy this jacket because of that. Just gift it to her. You know, she was gonna, the vehicle for an ad campaign she was probably, you know, not conscious about. You know, probably. I mean, some probably are, but I didn't, you know, this didn't feel like, yeah, it felt fishy, you know. It can be both. Sometimes they're in on it, and sometimes it's, you know, some people even said that when paparazzis were confronted, you know, by stars, they said, yeah, well, okay, sorry, I'll leave you alone, but why does my agent call me and tell me where you are? You know, what is that? Yeah, and the star didn't know that. The star in question didn't know about that. So that makes me think there are probably a lot of, you know, they're used as vehicles for all sorts of stuff, and that makes you hyper vigilant. And that can be, you know, you gotta manage it. Yeah, it's difficult. Just imagining that feeling, you know, again, this, if you're on stage and you have like 10 people, or now amp it up, you know, imagine that you have 10 people that really love what you're saying up there, or whatever you're doing, really love the painting you did, the music, whatever, and then you have suddenly, you know, it grows and grows, and now 10,000 people, 100,000, whatever, how many get into a stadium like that, scream at you, you know, I love you, blah 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 blah. It's overwhelming. It's not, you know, it's surreal, and it really is. Of course, it's not. Of course, they don't all really love you, right? Some of them might just be, I don't know, here for whatever. I don't know, you know, maybe some of that love is short-lived, or it's not really. I don't know. I thought about that because I got 2 comments on a video I did, and I then clicked the, you know, I love this comment button to give them some appreciation back. But then I thought about it, and it's not like, I don't really love this comment. You know, I don't want to be ungrateful, but love. I mean, think about, do you love this comment? You know, we're back with, do you love this lamp? Like, what does love mean to you, if you can say this? Not much, I think. But yeah, I mean, I get it. We use love in this flippant way, you know. Oh, I love this jacket, I love this, whatever. I get it. I understand. Yeah, but still, it made me think, you know, maybe, yeah, I mean, the appreciation I show with that is, I don't know how it is received. And the opposite is true also. Like, I don't think fans really know how their love is perceived. On the other vice versa. It's an weird, it's a weird play of, yeah, emotions. I don't know. It's a weird constellation, a weird kind of thing just happening. Fame, isn't it? It can make you weird, you know. Like, you remember when COVID hit and some famous people got together and sang this song and shared it on Twitter or whatever it was. I don't know what it was, TikTok or whatever, I don't remember. And they did this song together and they thought it was a really good idea. And obviously it wasn't. Like the choice of the song also, what was it? Imagine there was no heaven. Like, yeah, I can tell you, maybe at least choose a different song, you know. But something, I mean, that's what I mean, something convinced them that this was a good idea, even though it clearly wasn't for everyone who wasn't famous. It wasn't a good idea. Or, you know, for some people, for some famous people, it also wasn't a good idea. I don't want to put them all under the same rock, so to speak. But yeah, what is that? You know, that's also what were they thinking? It's a combination. I mean, first of all, they are all very wealthy, which is another thing in that whole, you know, calculation that can lift you off the ground, and then you don't know, you know, you can't. It's you can imagine, you can try to imagine how it feels to have less of that, but you're just in a different mode of life altogether. You're so free, you know, everything looks so positive. You know, I mean, yeah, a lot of it changes when you have a lot of money. You're just very, very free. Life is just, it's very different, you know. And that's beautiful, and honestly, everyone should feel that. But, yeah, it gets you, if it gets you off the ground too much, you know, that you don't, I mean, that's definitely part of that video, right? Because how could you choose that song and actually think that anyone who's actually struggling with that disease or the situation with the lockdowns has a better time because of that stupid video? It was, and yeah, a weirdly enlightening moment. Just like that moment when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, you know. I know you heard enough of that. Everyone did. But it has to be said that was like one of these famous people events, award shows, which is worth a subject on its own. That sort of, like, how can you do that? You have to be sort of not in touch with reality if you do that, you know. And you probably can see that in Will Smith's eyes in a couple of I think you can see it in a few clips. You know, this sort of, he's in this rush of, oh, this big show, he laughs at the joke, and then something clicks. And I think what clicks there is sort of like, yeah, oh, my wife got insulted, you know. And not just that, because that would be, I mean, then the next thought would be, well, how tough was the joke really, blah, blah, blah. I don't think that was the first thing that got to him. Like, let's analyze the joke and how bad it really was, because, you know, it wasn't. But was like a power move, so to speak. Um, yeah, an unfortunate thing that, I mean, why he did that. You could say, oh, well, again, his childhood wasn't the best, and yeah, I'm sure that plays into it as well, that he thought violence was the power move to make. But the point being, the move, the idea that I have to do something for the masses, that's like a fame thing. That's like completely, and yeah, that's crazy. Wasn't it? That was really crazy. That wasn't seated in reality. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how to break it down further, really. I don't want to call it some specific thing, this fame. It's not like a filter. It's not like, yeah, it's just another variable, isn't it? You just have to look at how to equate the equation, so to speak. Now with this new variable, you have to, turn a few knobs, probably. Yeah, it can do a lot of good. I wouldn't look at it that negatively, even though I mostly spoke about the negative, but it really, it can make you into a better person, because you have to acknowledge all of that. You have to really, like, all of these things, the doubt, your, I don't know, I like to overthink stuff, all of that gets amplified, and you have to, you gotta, it sort of, it's, yeah, it, you know what I mean? you gotta work on that stuff, and I think that variable fame sort of, well, it's wild, it's wild. It's a bit like a joker in a card deck, It can, no, that's also not a good, I just want to say it really mixes everything up again, and it's, yeah, I hope you look at some of the famous people in a different light, because it's really not easy to manage, it's a lot. Yeah. Crazy feelings, Millions of people cheering you on, thumbs up, hearts on Twitter. What that it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. And amped up in our times, especially because it's so global. It's really, fame has reached a new level, new heights, so to speak. So it's a new, it's exciting. It's exciting. I'm excited about my 10th subscriber. Yeah. So yeah, thank you. And I'm sure there will come more to mind as soon as I hit the stop record button, but that's just how this is, and I'm gonna, if I ever want to talk about it more, I'm gonna talk about it some more, about fame and, yeah, award shows. Yeah, I want to talk about these. Yeah, in any case, I hope you like this.